Welcome back. Let's continue, shall we? And commence. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da.
There's no turning back. Get ready!
So, this is Ramu.
Do 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 do. Ba-ba. Starter. Okay, me. Ooh, God, that hurts. Oh God. What the fuck? Alright. How did I die? Thank you. Oh God. Oh Lord. Oh god. Oh lord. Oh god. All right. Oh god. Someone's gonna die. There we go. Alright, let's do this. Alright, I'm gonna need all this shit. Let's go. Sweet. I got some of the stuff. I'll probably have to farm off, but oh well. So that thing was created based on your memories. Maybe there's a way we can use Eden to summon the fairy like that. I had my eye on Gaia the entire time you were fighting Rameau, and besides the sort of reaction you might expect from someone watching you take on a half-man, half-flying horse thunder god, I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. The fact that Eden itself also showed no signs of being affected by her presence can only be a good thing, but I'd understand if Gaia herself were more than a little disappointed that she's no closer to the answer she seeks. Once again, 'twas a most superlative display of thy puissance. Now I could not fail but notice that body did belong to Ixon, fabled unique embodiment of lightning. Hast thou perchance encountered the beast? I thought I was prepared to expect anything, but I didn't expect Ramoon to turn out quite like that. Appearance aside, he was quite aggressive as well. The Sims believe in him as a kindly guardian, clearly makes a difference to his temperament. Anyway, I'm just glad it's over. Let's get back to the camp and see if anything's changed. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. The crystal's a different color, but apart from that, it's all looks the same. It may look the same, but it feels different. The air has grown slightly more humid as it does before rain. I have to say, I'm not exactly prepared for wet weather. If Eden can control elements and so on, can't you tell it to send those clouds somewhere else? Speaking of which, I'm not very impressed with its so-called powers. If changing yellow crystals to purple is the extent of its ability, it's no surprise the fairy didn't bother showing up. I hope that whatever's next is more worthwhile. Rather than influencing the ground beneath our feet, Eden has brought change to the firmament above. And yet, it's clear that a more dynamic element is required for the natural cycle of precipitation and evaporation to be complete. So we need movement. Would wind do the trick? Most certainly. It seems we have a plan. Let's not dwell too much on the effects of each individual element, and instead focus on seeing them all restored. The power of the Oracle, not to be sniffed at, it seems. All my life, you were a constant companion, your voice ever seeping into my mind. Why then, of all times, did you abandon me? Deaf even to the clashing of thunder, or when were you simply biding your time? I'm not sure what I was expecting to see after restoring the lightning element, but I did feel a little disheartened. So, as Sacred and Orange say, there are changes taking place, even if they're not immediately obvious. One plan fails to achieve the desired effect, so you move on to the next with minimal brooding and prattling. It seems we're finally learning. As much as I bemoan Orange's long-winded explanations, we'd be lost without him to take care of all the ethereal science and whatnot. Obviously, I'm quite sparing with my praise, as I wouldn't want to go to his head. Same. We set on out once more. Might I ask if thou art familiar with the process by which rain is made to fall? I suppose. It's certainly wouldn't not be beyond the elegance to manipulate the weather, if such is thy suggestion, but it is of naturally occurring phenomenon that I would speak. With the restoration of our first element, the empty was once more blessed with the most essential ingredient in the cycle of perceptionation: water. Under normal circumstances, the heat existed in the atmosphere would cause water to evaporate from the land surface. As invisible vapor, it is borne by the wind high onto the firmament, where it doth condense as clouds before descending once more, returning to the land in the form of rain. It seems we need wind aspect ether to create more clouds. That it hasn't rained yet must mean that ain't there ain't enough. And even before that, we need fire aspected ether to make the water evaporate. It seems to me that one's not much good without the other. Why don't you just draw out both elements together? You're suggesting that Akira fight two Dima-formed entities, each one as deadly as Ramar, at the same time. Do you realize how absurd that is? And yet, it is a notion that doth warrant further consideration. Oh, you can't be serious. Cast your minds, if you will, to the elemental wheel I did show to you in the booksman's shelves. When given rise to lightning, whose sparks doth produce fire, by restoring both wind and fire in tandem, we may maintain balance between these dynamic element forces. The ensuing battle shall indubitably present an ordeal unlike any Akira hath ever faced. I believe, however, that this path doth lead to the prize we seek. Oh, so perhaps it's not so absurd after all, Thinkred? I wouldn't dream of questioning Orange's grasp of the science behind it. My concern is for the burden this would place not only on Akira but Rin as well. What do you both make of the plan? If Orange thinks it'll work, I'm willing to give it a try. As long as you know what you're letting yourself in for, you're going to need all your strength. So see that you get plenty of rest. Gaia. I have selected a location in which wind and fire aspected ether lie dormant, though I shall wait until Rin hath completed her preparations ere I dispense with the particulars. I'd rather Ren keep her mind on our work here than worrying about Gaia. Mind you, it might be better for them to clear the air before we go any further. I can't stand all of this waiting around. Having grown up in Elmore, I'm used to only living for the moment. We never had any reason to concern ourselves with later, tomorrow, the future, and so on. Those things simply didn't matter. But after Lord Frothy disappeared and the night returned, everyone in Elmore started thinking differently. I was only there for a short time with Thancred, and I couldn't believe how much it had changed. It was almost as though Lord Frothy's rule time had stopped moving altogether, and when it ended, life went back to how it was supposed to have been. They realized they had their whole lives ahead of them to make plans and look forward to a new life. It feels like I'm the only one who can't move on, as if I'm still stuck in the past. What's worse, I can barely remember any of it. Even so, I can't stand the way they act as if the past never happened, choosing to forget it all. It seems Rin is reluctant to air her concerns. Were you to rally her spirits, she may become more willing to ask. That's really... Oopsies, that's capital. Yes, you're right. There's no use in trying to pilot Eden while I've got other things on my mind. It's about Gaia, you see. The truth is, that apart from Alice and Afno, I hardly know anyone my own age. I thought that I should make an effort to be nice to Gaia, but well, you've seen how she is around me. I understand that she's got her own problems to deal with, but I thought that maybe I could help her in some way. It's not my place to intrude, and I should probably just leave her be until we've finished restoring the elements. After all, that's more important, isn't it? Let me talk to Gaia while you concentrate on the task at hand. Is what I would have said upon once upon a time. It seems to me that you're the one best qualified to take care of this little problem. I know she can be a bit picky, to put it mildly, but if anyone can get through to her, it's you. Bam, 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 bam. Although we've only known her for a short while, we're all she's got, and I think she realizes that. Just let her know she's not alone, and she'll come around eventually. All right, I'll give it a try. Do you have any advice? Thurgood certainly has the gift of the gab. He'll know what to say. Raji can talk the hen legs off a behemoth. Why not ask him? Let's try that. Though I am proficient in many tongues, such as Fey, I cannot claim to be as well versed in the parents of the younger generation. Their predilections and inclinations are a mystery I have yet to unravel. I know how much about it. I don't know much about it either, but I believe I have a plan. Before she even woke up, I've been asking Lena about what's popular in the Crystarium. I thought it might be nice to show Gaia around the place one day, you see? So that's what you were doing. I suppose it makes for a nice change of pace from all that studying. And I must commend thee on thy choice of confidant. The captain's powers observation maketh her a veritable font of wisdom concerning the behavior of the Crystarium citizenry. Yes, and now it's time to put that knowledge to good use. Don't let the fear of rejection hold you back. Persistence is the key. Speaking of from experience by any chance, whatever do you mean? Lessons learned from days spent in pursuit of ladies' fairs, one might suspect. Gah, you couldn't help yourself, could you? It's alright, Ingrid. Your secret's safe with me. May I remind you that the reason we're here is to create a better future for everyone in the forest, which includes you and Gaia. While it might not be the same scale as bringing life back to the empty, if you're able to befriend her, that will be another way of contributing to a brighter tomorrow. So go on, she's waiting for you. Go get him, girl. Alright, wish me luck. Rin is ready to approach the decidedly unapproachable Gaia. You had best observe the conversation from within earshot. It's when Rin and I face our problems together that it truly feels like we're family, or at least what I imagine it would be like. I suppose we both grew up without our birth parents to guide us, but I think we turned out rather well given the circumstances. Ah, shit. I wonder if this is the kind of bond that Flamanin shared with Minfilia. Thurgood may have taken the role of Rin's surrogate father, but I have the late knowledge become something of a mentor to her, though largely in instilling what knowledge I can on the ethereal science. I'm more attentive student thou shalt seldom find. Oh, no. I missed this. She looks like she's got a lot on her mind. Maybe she's not such a good, okay. Maybe now's not such a good time. Alright, I know. Instead of bothering me when I'm obviously not in the mood to talk, why don't you get back to work? Go get him, girl. What do you want? Nothing really. It can wait till later. For all we know, there might not even be a later. If you've got something to say, hurry up and spit it out. Is everything all right? Not feeling strange from being around Eden or anything? Is that what you came here to talk about? Actually, I wanted to ask you. Would you like to go on and have have coffee biscuits with me? Yesha! What? Coffee biscuits. They served them at a second serving in the Aquarium. Everyone's talking about them. So I thought that maybe once we've finished out our work here, you and I could go there together. Let me get this straight. You came to talk to me about biscuits? Yes, they're light and crispy, and when you dip them in coffee, they go all nice and squidgy. Squidgy. The reason you're even interested in that in the first place is because everyone else is doing it. Can't you think of for yourself? I do what I want when I want. After all, the world could end at any moment. That's not going to happen. Not if I've got anything to do with it. Listen, Gaia, I understand what you're going through. Believe me, I do. But you mustn't lose hope. A new day will come, then another and another. Life's not so bad if you give it a chance, you'll see. Shut up. You think you know me. Even I don't know who I am. Until I find the truth, I'll never be free. Then we'll find it together. I've seen through pain enough, loss, and I don't want to see any more. And that includes you, Gaia. Why do you care so much about other people? What have they ever done for you? I'm sure you haven't forgotten how we Almorians treated you, the precious Oracle of Light, like a bird in a cage. And yet you act as if none of that ever happened. So forgiving is so selfless. You and your family brought back the night sky, and you finally had a chance to lead a normal life. But instead, you're flying around in a giant sin eater, trying to turn a barren wasteland into some sort of paradise for what? I may not remember much of my past, but I'm fairly certain I've never heard of anything so ridiculous. Out of morbid curiosity, I'll see it through the end. But if you think that makes us friends, you are very much mistaken. Gaia, I surmise that to keep Gaia waiting over long would over agitate her further. We're in. Maybe next time. Not you as well. Look, I've had enough small talk to last me a lifetime. So don't even bother. I believe you have a job to do. Yes, then be quick about it. Rin's looking a bit down in the doldrums, but you let me worry about that. We can't allow anything to interfere with whatever goes on your mind when summoning those problems. Oops, I didn't mean to. I think we've both rested for long enough. Let's get started, shall we? I hope it all goes according to plan. To defeat the demoniform manifestations of both wind and fire shall require every last mount of thy strength, that thou hast triumphed over such beings in previous encounters should be at the forefront of thy mind as we commence the summoning. Where are we going this time, Uranje? The place called Ashfall. Thou satisfy our requirements. I believe the fables speak of travelers sweltering beneath the blazing heat of the midday sun, while after nightfall, slicing winds did tear at their cloaks. I see. Hopefully it won't be quite that bad when I draw out the elements. Rin, my dear, may I remind thee that to focus is not the same as to deny other thoughts whatsoever. It is that troubleth thee. Thou wouldst be better of acknowledging it. Yes, you're right, of course. It's Gaia that I'm worried about. That is well. May thy concern for her lend thee yet more strength. It's time. I'll begin drawing out the wind and fire in equal measure. Akira, we'll only get one chance at this, so let's make it count. Memories of Gorilla and Ifrit rage through your mind. If we summon two promos at once, maybe they'll fight each other. That way you'll only need to beat the one left standing. But I suppose it defeats the purpose of it if you don't take them both down at the same time. How long has it been since our encounter with Ifrit and his Amalja followers? My studies indicate that no equivalent of Garuda servants, the Ixal, are present here on the first. My hypothesis as to the reason why can perhaps wait till another time. I wonder what sort of hellish beasts you've conjured up this time. Alright. Till next time. Fare thee well.